Alright, so welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about my absence, and it's because I've been having some issues with my file storage. I'm not sure if it's the MBR or the NTFS file storage. I've just been having some issues there, and I decided that I was going to start fresh. I was going to install a different operating system. I was even thinking about installing Windows 10 because I was using Windows 11, but I wanted something a bit different because I know that Windows 10 is very similar to Windows 11. So I started looking into some Linux distributions. Now this thing has been giving me sleepless nights. I've been up coding, configuring, reinstalling just to make sure that I fully understand what this operating system is. Now the regular person, if you want to use this operating system, you may not have to do this. Alright, there are distros out there that you can just download and use, and you don't have to worry about configuring anything. This, what you're looking at right here, is a terminal, and this is just how the operating system effects make it look. Every Linux distribution has this terminal. Back when I used Ubuntu, I loved it. It was fun. It was a different ecosystem. I wasn't really used to it because it was so command line based, and you know, us Windows users, we depend mostly on our mouse and sometimes the keyboard. But Linux is very keyboard based, so it uses commands basically to carry out its task. Now be in mind, if you're not used to these things like sudo and all these things, then you can just use a distro that doesn't require as much command activities like this one. The average person might not like it or might be a little bit intimidated by it, but trust me, as soon as you get used to it, you're gonna love it. This one that I'm using now is called Garuda, and there are different flavors of Garuda and different versions of Linux. So with Windows, you have basically just Windows 10 that they ship to you with just a few customizations that you have within the settings. But with Linux, you have about 100 different types of Linux operating systems that you can try and use, and trust me, you will find one that suits you if you're seeking to change from Windows or switch from Windows, and I'm pretty sure that you will find one that suits your needs. But this one that I'm using here, which is Garuda, you might be thinking, okay, so you're just seeing this command line, these few little options down at the bottom here, and this bar at the top that gives you information, and that's basically it. It does have an application center where you can find a host of applications that you can choose to install. So when I was using Ubuntu back when it was about version 18 LTS, it was good because it was fast, but my original issue was support for certain applications that I'm already used to, like Photoshop. And I wasn't a video editor back then when I just started using Linux, so I didn't think about Premiere Pro or DaVinci. But now that I'm using Linux and I want to use Premiere Pro or DaVinci is actually supported by Linux though as a video editing software. But if you want to use Premiere Pro, you'll have to run a virtual machine and then run Windows inside that virtual machine, because the Adobe programs are specified to Windows only. So if you're using Linux, you might not be able to use like After Effects, Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Premiere Pro, and so forth. But there are other programs that you can use that are native to Linux that gets the job done. Now they won't be as good as Premiere Pro because that's like the best video editing program that I have come across. There is no better than that. But they have others like Kden Live and some other little video editing programs that you can use just to get started. And DaVinci also has a paid version that you can buy for about $300.